Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Bayou Time on a Sad Note. I'm Martin False. Here to tell you, it seems like I've been up here a lot talking about people that have passed away, that have made a difference in our area for different reasons. And some have been really on the top of their profession, were well known in the community. Others, just because they went about their profession in such a great way, and they were just nice people. And that person I'm going to talk about today. I want to talk about Mr. Arlen James Guidry. And there you see him right there. Mr. Guidry was born in 1937 and passed away just in April of 2024. And of course, family and friends of the family are invited to attend a visitation at Our Lady of the Most Holy Rosary on Tuesday, April 30th, from 9 a.m. until service time. A Mass of Christian burial will follow at 11 a.m. with burial in the church cemetery. Mr. Arlen is survived by his son, Brent Guidry, his daughters, Dawn Perron and husband, Dwayne Dupre, Holly Politz and husband, Chris, grandson, Brady Perron and wife, Angel, great-granddaughter, Joanna Perron and great-grandson, Jack Perron, brothers-in-law, Earl Sonny Jackson Jr. and wife Judy, Neil Jackson, Sterling Marsheave, Darrell Jackson, sister-in-law Janine Guidry, and husband Jack Guidry. He was preceded in passing by his loving wife of 57 years, Linda Jackson Guidry, his father, Hugh Guidry, mother Gladys Uze Guidry, and numerous loving aunts and uncles, including his business partner, Leroy Guidry, brothers-in-law, Warren Carroll, Jackson, Wamsley Loker, sisters-in-law, Erlene Nutzy Dove, and husband, Bill Dove, Beverly Freeman and husband, Larry Peg Freeman, Arleta Guidry and husband, Lee Guidry, Norman Loker, Erlene Terrio Jackson, Sherilyn Put Marsheave, and Roxanne Hebert Jackson. Mr. Arlen was a veteran of the United States Army. He was a self-employed electrician for 50 years. He loved music. He was a member of the Houma Terrebonne Community Band. He served on the Waterworks Board for 28 years, holding the offices of President and Secretary. He was a past member of the Vanderbilt Catholic High School Board and a past president of the Terrier Club for many years. And in lieu of flowers, donations can be made to the Garden Dove Jr. Foundation or the Houma Terrebonne Community Band. And Chauvin Funeral Home is honored to serve the family of Arlen Guidry. On a personal note, I can tell you that Mr. Arlen was just a super individual. I remember him from my days playing athletics at Vanderbilt Catholic. He was so involved in the school. He was involved in the HTV buildings when he did a lot of electrical work. He was involved in my home where he did a lot of electrical work. He was just such a great guy to sit there and talk with. But when it was time for work, he'd get back up and go to work. We talked about Terrier athletics. We talked about LSU. God, was he an LSU fan all the way. We talked about his family. He was certainly a family man and loved to see his family doing well. Experienced pain when they were in pain. You could just tell that his heart was his family. And certainly he's going to be missed. When I heard the news of Mr. Arlen Guidry passing away, I was saddened because I spent so many moments, although not very long in length, They were meaningful. And I'm sure a lot of you out there know what I'm talking about. You have people who have done things in your life all these years, and you always wonder why you just didn't take a little extra moment to find out who they were. He was a very humble man also. I'd often tell him, I'm going to get you on that one-on-one show one day. And in his own way, he just never really showed a whole lot of interest, although I regret that I couldn't get him to sit down because he was a very interesting person. When we talk about the community band, as I know you're seeing some of the pictures that we're putting into this piece, he was an avid member of the Houma Terrebonne Community Band. He loved music. He loved to play. You could see him at functions, whether it was a Mardi Gras function that he was at, or if he was playing at some of the veterans events with the Houma Terrebonne Community Band, because he was a big veteran. So he always gave back to the community in one way or another. You've heard me talk about many times how people go through life unassuming. They don't need a lot of fanfare. Mr. Arlen was one of those people. He had a very interesting life. He served on boards. He served on committees. He did so much work around the community. But yet you never heard Mr. Arlen really talk about himself. He was a very respectful gentleman, and that's how I'm going to remember him, as just a good guy. In the end of my one-on-ones, I always ask people, how would you want people to know you? And they all give me a different answer. Well, I'm going to put in that answer for Mr. Arlen right now. He was just a good guy. And good in my books always translates to great. He did it all. He did it with class, and he will be remembered by many in this community. God bless Mr. Arlen and his family.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.